So my name is Stephen Alison. I'm a Chief Inspector for Hertfordshire Constabulary. So today I was speaking about being an openly gay LGBTQ plus police officer within policing. I spoke a little bit about my personal upbringing and how I was impacted around coming out, and some of my issues that I had with my father and my family. My father, who was a police officer, and how I felt that the culture in policing impacted on him, and then that impacted on our relationship. I then spoke about joining the police and some of the experiences that I had around the interactions with my colleagues and attending one of our first Pride events, and how actually the significant improvements that have been made over the last 10 years and where we are now at, where I'm in a position whereby we're coaching and mentoring new LGBTQ plus officers, trans staff, and the significant changes the constabulary has seen around making our uniform gender neutral and really trying to improve that culture for LGBTQ plus people. So, as I said, I've had an interesting experience with policing through my life, because when I was younger, I certainly didn't want to be a police officer and blamed policing for some of the things that happened around the relationships with my father. However, I've always had a massive desire to want to help people, and so I did go into policing, and I've absolutely loved it ever since. Obviously, when I joined, the policing 10, 15 years ago was very different, and there was some interesting conversations and incidents that did happen. However, I've seen significant improvements over those years. I've also had the opportunity to be supported for promotion through the constabulary, and I've always been very open about my sexuality, and I've had some amazing opportunities to support other gay, lesbian, bi and trans people through policing and through promotion processing and through to some fantastic roles and opportunities in policing. Personally, I've seen many years of support and tolerance growing for LGBTQ plus people. I have seen that change, as many people have, slightly over the last 12 to 18 months, as some elements of society have become more vocal in some of the negative comments towards LGBTQ plus people. That worries me a lot personally, as I'm married and I have a son born through surrogacy. So it worries me about my family and how we will be accepted in society. But it also worries me professionally around how our LGBTQ plus communities are feeling, whether they feel they are able to trust the police and come to us should they wish to report an incident that's happened to them. So it gives me that I guess renewed sense of public service motivation to really go out there and support our LGBT plus communities at this particular time. My one key message now would be, now more than ever, the LGBTQ plus community needs allies and it needs role models. So I would ask people to come forwards, be a role model, be an ally, stand up for LGBTQ plus people, wear something visible if possible, like a Lanard or pin badge. But most importantly, think about how you start and think about how you have conversations. How often do you ask people whether they have a wife or a husband? Start those conversations. Do you have a partner? Think about how you speak to people. If you start those conversations and people can trust you and feel like they can open up to you, they were more likely to be themselves and more likely to feel comfortable in the workplace. And that's really important. Conferences like this are vitally important for two main reasons. One, internally for organisations, it's to get the buy-in of your senior officers. It allows you to bring senior officers round to the table to have conversations about the issues that are really impacting their staff and the local community, to enable them to understand what people within their organisation are going through and what they can do to make things better. It's also really important externally, so members of the public see organisations like the fire service and the police service actively doing something to support people that look like them or are like them, enabling people to feel that actually I could be a firefighter or I could be a police officer. They're not careers that are out of my reach, and actually I can see they're doing a lot of work in the background to support people like me. So it's very important.